Just
We're
click
live
it.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Hello. Okay, let's start the webinar. And we're live. Let's get everyone to join. Hey, everyone, if you're joining us right now on wherever, Facebook, YouTube, let's say hi in the chat. And if you're watching the recording, you could probably skip to minute 5, because that's where we're probably going to get started on this. So let me just open all those things. Restream. We're using Restream for our live, which is pretty cool. Let me log into that and make sure I'm seeing all the questions and not just on Zoom. And if you're just joining, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Oh, that's cool. It says, George, good morning. Morning, evening. Cool. Yeah, please answer the webinar poll. Are you a business owner? Yeah, this is good. Martin, is this, everyone have to answer that before they join? This is cool. Let me know, guys, if you are a business owner, can you let me know in the chat what business you own? And if you're open about sharing, like, what kind of top line numbers are you seeing? Like, what kind of revenues are you seeing or you had in the last 12 months? I'm curious. And yeah, let me know where you're joining us from. That'll be cool to see. See George from Montreal. Nice. Canada. Nice. Spent pretty long time in Canada. Good rising. Good morning, everyone. How's it going? Let's say import. Ads. Okay, cool. Yeah, guys, let me know where you're joining us from. If you're just joining us right now, you can from Calgary as well. A lot of Canadian, huh? Good stuff. Ed from Texas, nice. Who else, guys? Brian from South Africa, it's cool. We have people from all over the place. And Jola from Atlanta, nice. And you from Toronto. Let me know what business you own. If you are a business owner, can you let me know also in the chat, what kind of business do you own? Because I might have some relevant information in regards to your business today. So I'm just curious. They from India, Tejas, usually in Australia. Nice. Brian, corporate employee, relocations in Florida. Cool. Illinois, general contractor for federal government. Nice. Idaho. Travis, New Orleans, physicians own franchises. Nice. Brian, what kind of franchises? Tony, Personal Service Corporation and Real Estate Investing Corporation. Nice. From DC, good stuff. What else, guys? Who else here is a business owner? Let me know what business do you own. I'd love to hear that. Let me look at YouTube. I see Sean from South Korea. Nice. Matchmaking service. Good stuff. Lakeisha from Los Angeles. Nice, nice. What kind of businesses do you own, guys? Let me know. Own several UPS stores. Nice. And Subway franchises. Cool, man. I have a glamping pod business looking to acquire an EV car dealership. Nice. Love it. Home improvement and handyman, fix and flip. Agriculture, real estate manufacturing. Nice. Cool. I see a lot of different companies, transportation and real estate investments, consulting and software. Good. Entertainment marketing. Interesting. Private consultant, marketing consulting and agency. Cool, good stuff, guys. Let me know if you didn't tell me yet, like where you're from, what business do you own? I'd love to hear that. And we're gonna get started probably in another minute or two. I have some training that I'm gonna walk you through today. And after that, I'll open it up for a Q&A. And yeah. Michael, good to see you here, Michael. We're gonna talk about some stuff that me and you are gonna talk about sometimes later tomorrow, actually. So super exciting to talk about that. You're gonna see kind of like what I have in mind for you as well, potentially. All right, let's wait a minute or two and then we'll get officially started. I help these people take over businesses team. How's that familiar? All right, we'll wait another minute and get started. Luca, Italian living in Swiss. Nice, man. How did you hear about me from all those countries? That's cool. That's actually really cool. George from Chicago. Good stuff. Cool. So let me prepare my slides and get started. Super exciting to share with you that training, to get some feedback from you guys. Let me get that going and share my screen. Where is that? 1 second. Present. All right, share screen. All right, let's do it. Cool. So, and I'm gonna open the chat just to make sure I'm seeing the chat. Oops. Just make sure I open the chat so I can see that. Yeah, guys, if you have any thoughts, questions, feedback, please put it in the chat, not in the Q&A, because I can't look at 10 screens at the same time. Cool, so I'm just gonna go through some quick training that I created just to share with you some thoughts that I have. Basically discovering, today the goal is basically to show you and help you discover the unique call option roll-up strategy used by a billionaire Nasdaq CEO, and how you can start legally building generational wealth and how you can pay for it from the deal itself, right? And potentially partner as well on this. So in the last 12 months, I came across a strategy that has created companies doing over 200 million a year, basically 1 billion plus in enterprise value, 9+ figure exit offers and IPOs, sometimes in less than 6 months starting, right? That's very a unicorn that we've seen that as well. I've literally only shown it to a few of my friends and they've immediate results towards 100 plus million a year business. This is by far the most exciting, inspiring, and impactful business methodology I came across, right? So who am I? If you don't know me, I'll quickly go through that because if you're here on the call, you probably heard my name at least twice. So yeah, at this point, probably involved in 100 plus businesses doing at least $1 million a year, like buy and sell transactions. Probably at this point, 1 billion of revenue acquired, hundreds of millions of capital raised, net worth of billionaires, Nasdaq CEOs, private equity partners. It will involved in lots of companies. You have some of those in here, like UK professional service firm, US-based media company, Australian company. I was the first major in the Israel Defense Force. Right now, I'm kind of like a global citizen, have residences in different countries. I spent, lost, made tens of millions, which got me to where I'm at right now. And after going through all of that, what I'm going to show you today is the most exciting, inspiring, and impactful business methodology I came across. I'm super excited to show you. So what we're going to discuss. So you probably heard the word roll-up or roll-ups. So the old way of roll-ups is basically when an investor, such as private equity firm, buys companies in the same market and merges them together. All right, and you also have roll-up IPO, where basically are transactions in which a shell company goes public while simultaneously merging with a number of other firms that operate in the same industry. So those are kind of like what roll-ups are, right? But the new way of getting it done, and earlier today, I asked my friend Michael for an update on our process. And what he sent me was really a thing of the beauty. So when he came to me for help, he was bored running his existing business, and the business was pretty good. Like, it was a 7-figure business, but it was just stagnating, kind of like hitting a plateau. And I just shared with him the process that we're going to discuss about today. Our team vetted the new vertical for him, and we kept track of his earning progress. And in this spreadsheet, he followed the steps as we instructed to the T. And through the magic of compounding, 6 months later, he built me doing about 200 million in revenues. Not too bad, right? So how was Michael able to do that, you're asking? Well, together, we applied the principles of compound rollups taught to me by an Israeli billionaire. These same principles enabled him to roll up companies and take multiple companies like that public on the Nasdaq stock exchange throughout his career, or exit to a strategic larger institution. My billionaire mentor was able to do it dozens of times at this point. The last company went from 0 to $1 billion public listed company in about 2 years. The first one became the fastest growing Israeli company of all time, still to this day, and one of the biggest in the world in their sector. Actually, the company name is Teva, if you heard about them. It's big healthcare business. Michael was able to do it in 6 months, and now receiving offers for 9+ figure exits. So call options, what are they? So hopefully this diagram is not overwhelming you, but in a nutshell, what we're doing is we're going to companies and we're offering them above market proposal, right? So a business that is usually valued at 4 times profits, we'll give them an offer for 5 times for the opportunity to join us on building a bigger business, right? So for this example, we take 3 companies, put them under one group. For all of them, we have the option to buy them at 5. And because it's a bigger business, and a bigger business just gets automatically a bigger valuation because it's less risky, more robust, than the assumption on the valuation on this one is 8 times. Then you're probably asking, cool, so assuming we did that, when do we make money? We make money either via exit, IPO, or we can just continue to operate privately for cash flow and dividends. All right, so that's pretty much what a call option is. And this is kind of like an example with actual numbers. So if you have 3 businesses doing 1 million in profits, again, it can be EBITDA profits. I'm just saying profits for the simplicity of it. But 1 million profits, the actual value, let's say, is around 4 million, but we're offering them above market. So we're giving them an option for 5 times, with them putting them together under one roof. Bigger business equal bigger valuation. So this business right now, right, have 3 million profits, right? We got that on 15 million purchase price option to buy it at 5, right? So again, total of 3 million in profits from 3 businesses. Because we have a bigger business, we could probably aim for 8, 10 times multiple. So we basically created 30 million value, but our cost was just 15 million under pretty much free or cheap options, right? So we got all of those, basically 3 companies on 15 million. Then we can sell them, take public for 30, and we can pretty much make a lot of money in that process. So remember Michael we worked with? He did it with 16 companies, total 62 million in EBITDA. So basically 3.8 million EBITDA per company on average. He got an option to buy them for 5x, where in his industry, the industry average is about 3 or 4. And now he's receiving offers to buy the whole group for 8 or 9 times multiples, right? If you're looking at similar companies that are traded at his sector, you're seeing multiples of like 30 times multiples for, and if you're matching that multiple for his EBITDA, you pretty much created an entity that's have enterprise value of like almost 2 billion, which isn't too bad, right? So my billionaire mentor did the same with higher numbers and the multiples, plus did a lot of IPOs, which is super, super exciting. So if you're interested in something like that and you're a serious entrepreneur, like I'm looking for serious partners to license this process with. So partners who are willing to do the work and follow a proven process, proprietary tools, templates, methods. I'm getting paid after we made money together from a roll-up. You'll need to put a deposit to start with, and then you can get that money back from the deal. If I don't think that it will work out with you, we'll just let you know as soon as possible. I don't know, it depends on the sector you want to do in that. It depends on your experience, your availability, obviously you as a person. I just want to make sure I'm working with people I actually enjoy working with. And yeah. So if you're interested, let us know, or We'll let you know in the end of the call how you can get in touch with us. So why it works so well? We're not doing one deal at a time, right? And we pay above market, so the negotiation is easy. We're doing multiple deals at once and attracting large capital providers that beg for good investment opportunities. Access to big money is only available when you have a large investment opportunity for them. Otherwise, it's just risky for them. Large institutions, and like there's so much money out there right now, guys, in the world, but that capital will not invest in startups. They might invest in venture capital that is investing in startup, but they will never invest in startup directly. And that's why our goal is to create a large entity so we can have access to that capital. The best part is that you're not building or buying a company using traditional ways, using sales, marketing, better operations, growing slowly one client at a time or one deal at a time. You're not using traditional banks for growth or acquisitions. Your real client becomes your buyer, which is basically your future exit, and also the businesses that you roll up to the group. You can do that even if you don't have 15 years of M&A experience. This will still work for you. Now, if you're wondering if you qualify and it could work for you, like you got to be a serious entrepreneur or accredited investor, like someone who just went through shit in life. That's the easiest way for me to explain it. Like if you're, and again, I have nothing against people who are just getting started, but I found out that to succeed in something like this, it's almost like you got to have your scars on. Otherwise, it's just going to be very challenging. You're a financial, like I'm not looking to take anyone's last dollars. You want to build a company doing at least 10 million a year in revenues. Otherwise, I mean, if your goals are not as big, then it's just not going to be interesting. Obviously, I'm looking for people who will just tell your network how awesome we are when you get results, and you'll actually implement what we say, right? Because if you're not executing and implementing, then everything I'm talking about means shit. You're willing to bring in a business partner, and you believe that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together, right? So obviously, we're looking here for potential partnerships with people. My obsession led me to build a team of finance, legal, and operation geniuses and associates who are all working together with me to dominate this opportunity. We're connected to billionaires. We're literally one small email or phone call away from heads of billion-dollar financial institutions, family offices, unicorn public companies, and investors that are literally in the 0.001% wealthiest people in the world. Right? This network is our unfair advantage at this point. It's why guys like Adam also was able to make millions of dollars in just a few months with just a few simple steps. So are you willing to do whatever it takes? Like we have a unique opportunity right now to make insane wealth much faster than anyone thinks possible. And we want to throw even more fuel on the fire. We believe the best way to do that is by creating what we call a brain magnet, a mastermind of smart people dedicated to making as much money as possible from roll-ups. We partner with and reveal all of our secrets to this group. Nothing is held back. Why am I doing that? Right? You're probably asking, your reaction is probably like, hey, you're wondering why am I doing this? If you're able to print so much money, why would we ever reveal this to you? Well, I mean, why would we share anything at all? And why not just keep it quiet and secretly and just make millions, right? Well, here's the truth, here's the reality. By now, you should probably know for a fact that the best, most successful companies in the world are doing roll-ups and growing by acquisitions. For example, and I'm getting to in a second on why we're doing that. If you look at companies like XPO that you probably never heard about, which is a logistics and trucking company that grew simply by acquisitions, all right? They literally went out there and bought small mom and pop trucking businesses. Or take WPP, another example, a multinational advertising and PR agency doing 12 billion in revenues, all right? So look at those guys. So XPO did like 16 billion, WPP doing about 12, right? When I'm looking at those things, that's what's really inspiring me. Like, I want to find people who want to create entities at that level. So my goal is right now to find smart, motivated, and ambitious partners. Our collective brains will make me personally more money and impact. And in turn, you will also make more money and impact. And as cheesy as it sounds, we can make the world a better place, win-win for everyone. We all work on something bigger than ourselves for the benefit of everyone. I believe that entrepreneurs are those who can really lead this world to a better place and not the governments. And I believe the best way for entrepreneurs to be able to create better impact is to help entrepreneurs make more money, because entrepreneurs are actually those who take initiatives, the smartest people in the world, and those who actually care. Because what are entrepreneurs if not people who are just out there solving problems? So we'll share information, knowledge, and competitive advantages, and the network as a whole will grow more profitable. It's a simple idea. A group just focused on a common goal accomplishes far more than a lone wolf. But let me be clear, we're not looking for leeches, right? Like in the end of the day, this is an extremely exclusive group available by applications only. You can fill out the application by clicking the button below. We're going to send a link in a second and schedule a time for your interview. Regardless, you leave the interview call with intel that I spent years crawling through to get. For instance, you probably have a lot of questions right now, like what are the best type of companies to buy? What are the best places to find deals? How to accurately analyze deals? Can I do it in my country, my state, my city? How and when do I raise capital? How do I mitigate risk? Who operate the businesses? And hundreds of more questions that you have. And there's a lot, right? We can't even say in this video a lot of those things, and just know this, like if you make it in, you'll have access to information that less than 0.1% of the world knows. And I'll leave that, what that might be to your imagination. And if those guys can do that, and some of you probably already saw some of those guys, like, you know, so are you. Like people who really bought multi-million-dollar businesses. Like some of those results are tremendous. Seriously, I'm looking at some of the names here, and I'm still shocked, to be honest, with some of the results that people are having in such a fast pace. So you can go to acquisitions.com/apply in order to apply. And yeah, I'll leave that screen here while I'm looking at the chat. If you guys have any questions on that, please. Okay, Ed, looking to buy a construction company in Texas. Okay, what's Michael's sector? I'm just trying to think if I want to reveal it. I'm not going to reveal it because I'm not looking to create competition. So let's just keep it for now. Looking to buy a construction company, you can definitely do it in the construction space. What's the minimum spend or investment? I love it, Moran, looking good. Well, and again, book a call with us and we'll let you know what that looks like. How does one get the down payment for the acquisition? How does one get the initial cost to buy? I'm not sure if you're talking about this strategy, but in this strategy, you don't necessarily need to have a down payment because you're just talking about much, much larger capital. Like we're not talking about doing one deal at a time. Remember, let me go through why this works. Let me see if I can find that. Why it works so well. We're not doing one deal at a time and we pay above market, so the negotiation is easy. We're doing multiple deals at a time and attracting large capital providers that beg for good investment opportunities. Right? Access to big money is only available when you have a large investment opportunity. Otherwise, it's risky for them. So that's what we're really doing here. All right, let me see that. Let me just stop my screen. I just want to share with you the link again. 1 second. Just to make sure that you guys see the link. So yeah, this is the link, guys. Go there, book a call with us, and we'll see if that makes sense for you. What geo trends are you looking at as concerned? Yeah, it's a very generic question, my friend. If you have a more specific one, let me know. Can we have a copy of this presentation? We're going to have a recording probably in our Facebook group. Just go to Business Buying Mastermind or in my YouTube channel. I'm looking at the Q&A now. Is it a must to partner someone if you want to acquire business outside your continent? Ola, it's not necessarily. I mean, no, it's not. If you want to buy a business in a different country, you don't necessarily need to have a partner. That's the shortest answer. If we personally are not an accredited investor, but my partner is, will that qualify? Sim, book a call with us. We'll see if it makes sense or not. Like, I just want to work with people that can actually get results on this and not just everyone. So book a call with us. If we feel like we can't help you, we'll let you know. I have some property in Atlanta, Georgia. I would like to build a residential home communities. Is something you will work with. Yeah. Well, it depends. When you're saying I would like to build a residential home community, what do you mean exactly? Right, that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, but I mean, I would say that if you want to focus on real estate, you can probably find better people than me. Like our focus is businesses. If you go back to the chat, Carl, have some purpose. Okay, sorry, I just saw that. Yeah, no need to send the same questions, guys, in the chat and the Q&A. My bad. I thought the call option was a different program. I recently joined and look forward to great opportunities. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, this is an opportunity, and Ken, and hopefully I pronounced your name right. So I'm sorry if I'm not. This is an opportunity to work with me one-on-one. So it is different than a university program. Basically, university, again, it's all great, and I'm going to share a lot of things there. But this is an opportunity to work with me one-on-one and have weekly calls with me personally. I think Michael would have made it without your help. What do you think was your most valuable contribution to in his endeavor? I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know, or I can't predict or know the future or the past. All I know is that I know that I can add a lot of value to you. That's what I would tell you. Like, you have the opportunity to basically accelerate your results like nothing else. Like, you have all the proprietary systems that work for us before. So I think what you should worry about is yourself. Can I help you? And the answer is yes, 100%. Okay, thank you. So you're looking for people to put money into your acquiring something. So you're looking for us to provide something for you to acquire. No, I'm looking for people. So my goal here is to be a shadow CEO, basically, right? So you'll be out there doing the work, and I'll make sure that you're doing it successfully. Plus, there's a lot of nuances that you probably are not even aware of that you're going to have challenges with. A lot of things like breakpoints you're going to have as you're going to do your first, second, third deal. A lot of things with how to handle the operations, how to handle the team members, how to handle employees, owners, how to incentivize everyone, how to make sure that everyone is aligned towards your vision, what's building your exit strategy, building your deal flow strategy, building your deal structures, negotiation strategy. A lot of nuances that I could probably talk about for hours. And, you know, the biggest lessons you're going to get are the lessons you're going to get while actually implementing. And to put it simply, I'll put it simply this way. Like, you know, the biggest expense in life, in the end of the day, let me know, what do you think is like two biggest expenses in life? What do you think are they? Let me know in the chat. I'm interested in acquiring cocoa processing companies. Any available? I mean, I personally didn't check. I'm not sure. Okay, so I see taxes, mistakes. Okay, education. What else, guys? What do you think is the biggest? What do you think are the biggest two expenses in life? Time. Yeah, time. I have a different word for that, but time is interesting. Loss of time to lack of mentorship, mortgage. Shadow CEO now, understand clear regret at the end process. Yeah, no worries. Biggest expense, spending your time doing something not worth your time. Yeah, so let's start with the second one. The second biggest expense in life that most people have is taxes. Like, especially if you're guys in the US, like in your lifetime, you're going to pay about 50% of every dollar you made in taxes. You know, you have taxes on pretty much everything. You breathe and you have taxes on that. You're dying and you're paying taxes on that. Right? You're literally paying taxes in so much. So that's the second biggest expense. The first biggest expense is ignorance. And I'll tell you what, because the way to calculate it is think about how much money you made last year, right? Taxes only if it's not structured. I agree. And you can leave your countries as well to help with that. So let me show you that. So how much money did you make last year? You don't have to put it in the chat, but write it down to yourself and then look at numbers like this, like 62 million, right? And basically do the math. What's the difference between 62 million and the numbers that you made last year? And obviously none of this is going to Michael, but it just, you know, pre-tax profits, that is something to compare to. The enterprise value here is 1.8 billion. That's actually more accurate for what kind of value you created. but compare that to how much money you made last year. I don't care if it's in equity, in income, all of that together, right? And then look at the difference. The difference is the amount of money that you paid for the universe last year for not knowing how to do this. That's how you should look at every day that goes by. And every day that goes by, you're not knowing how to do that, you're just paying more to the universe, to the university of not knowing. You're paying for ignorance, for thinking, I'll be fine, I'll just do it on my own, you know? I'll continue to grow 5-10% a year if you're lucky. Most businesses, 99% of businesses fail in their first 10 years. So if you have a business and you still exist, you're a miracle in itself. And then the businesses who actually grow are less than 5%. Right? So if you look at those numbers and the numbers that you made last year, ask yourself, okay, am I willing to pay those differences every year moving forward for the world, for the universe, for the university of not knowing how to do it? And you also need to ask yourself, like, do you believe that, like, let me ask you this, like, do you believe that if you consider yourself as someone intelligent, do you believe that you can learn a process from someone else who is intelligent? You know, that's what you need to ask yourself. Because if you believe that you can learn something from someone else, then, you know, there's nothing that should stop you from getting on it as well. Because it's kind of like, you know, you want to make, you have a recipe of how to make food. Like, I don't know, you want to make a chocolate cake. Can anyone here teach me how to make a chocolate cake? Can anyone here give me the recipe and teach me how to make a chocolate cake? Right? And obviously, yes. So if you say that, you basically said, hey, someone who is intelligent can teach you how to make a chocolate cake, can teach someone else who is hopefully also intelligent how to make a chocolate cake, and then, you know, they can make a chocolate cake. Now, obviously here, this is not making a chocolate cake, but the same principle applies. Learning a process and just following and executing on something that's already proven to work. I just want to go through the chat. I own a small sports surfacing company, and our goal is to acquire other companies to work as a unit. Example, a paving, fence, and pressure washing company. We've never done this before. Would I be better off partnering with someone like you or just going through a broker? Well, here's the thing. When you go through a broker is not on your side. Brokers, to be honest, I'm not here to talk anything bad about brokers, but like, go out there and try to talk to 10 brokers. Like, most of them are useless. They don't do anything. Like, they just give you access to financials, but they won't really help you with structuring deals and negotiating deals. Definitely not with analyzing deals and know if the deal is good or not, and seeing potential upsides in any deal, or seeing breakpoints in a deal, or seeing what opportunities you have, or what strengths or weaknesses, you know, in a business. So a broker, like, what a broker is doing basically, like, you know, broker is pretty much out there connecting you to someone who's interested in selling his business. That's it. He's not helping you with anything in regards to negotiation, in regards to understanding the deal, in regards to financing, to the level of structuring deals with the minimum cost of capital for you, and not even talking about helping you post the deal, right? So with us, our incentive, our goal here is, in the end of the day, to find smart entrepreneurs, intelligent entrepreneurs, to find deals, to analyze deals, to execute, to structure deals, so we could eventually find the best ones who are committed to themselves, so we could partner with you guys. Like, going back to companies like those two, like, the reason I mentioned those two is because I'm looking at some of our clients. We have a guy who just bought a trucking company. Well, guess what? His name is Borislav. He bought a company doing 13 million a year. Well, XPO is basically a combination. So his name is Borislav, right? He bought a business doing 13 million a year. XPO, this business, they're doing 16 million in revenues each year, 16 billion, is pretty much a combination of thousands of companies like Borislav. So my goal is to find intelligent people like Borislav who can take the recipe, the chocolate recipe, to buy a business, so we could eventually bring all of them into a group like XPO, right? Same with WPP. Adam, that I just shared with you, he bought, where is it listed? Adam bought 5 marketing companies, right? What is WPP? It's 12 billion a year business that is pretty much combination of thousands of marketing companies. So when and we can do that in any sector. Scott, so you said you have a surface in business. Guess what? I mean, you can either do this with someone who's next to you, aligned with you, incentivized to help you because you know my end goal here, or you can go and talk to a broker who just only interest is to take as much percentages from a deal as possible. We're not taking percentage from your deal to begin with. Like, we're there to show you how to buy businesses. Then in the future, we'll actually show you how to make more money by joining a group like us, because eventually you'll want to exit. And when you'll want to exit your business, if you're going to try to sell your business on your own, you'll get 2 times, 3 times, 4 times multiples on your profits. But if you're going to invest in a group with hundreds of Borislavs in the same sector, you could get paid 10 times, 20 times for the same business that you would sell otherwise alone for 4 times. And that's the value of creating a group focused on a common goal, which is able to achieve so much more as a group. That's why we're really doing that. And I would suggest you to do that, Scott. Go out there, talk to a few brokers and see the level of quality that you're getting, see the level of understanding of the details, because brokers will just give you the simple, they'll just tell you, hey, Scott, bring your money, let me connect you to a bank. If you can do that, cool. If you can do that, bye. That's the level of expertise that they have when it comes to structuring a deal. You know, and there are dozens of other ways to structure a deal that will just make it much more profitable for you as a business. Plus, especially if you already own a business, for you personally, Scott, I would look at so many things before I even started doing acquisition. Because guess what? Right now, that's one of the biggest mistakes that I see people are doing when it comes to buying businesses. Like, they try to buy a business before they make sure that their fundamentals on their own business are good and, you know, strong. Because if the fundamentals on your business are not strong, guess what? You're just going to destroy the other ones you're going to buy. And instead of having one messy business, you're going to have 5 or 50 messy businesses, right? So you got to start with good fundamentals. I still do not understand from your presentation how the acquisition model works. Can you take it step by step? So this is a very specific acquisition model. This is a call option roll up. So Tej, just for a quick recap, what we're doing is we're going for companies, we're telling them, hey, Mr. Business Owner, would you like to sell your business for 5 times, right? Then we're going to 2, 3 other companies like that, and we get their acceptance. We'll get them to say yes to the opportunity to sell their business for 5 times. We then put them together in their group, and then we operate the group, we sell it, or we take it public. This is the strategy. It's a very simplified version, of course, but it's really to show you kind of like what that looks like. This is what mergers and acquisitions was 80s. What's different from then? This is what mergers and acquisitions was 80s. So what's different from that? Hopefully I understand your question, Charlie, but the biggest difference from the 80s when it comes to acquisitions to now is that when in the 80s, like it used to be enough to just be a good deal maker. Now it's not enough. Like, unless you can add value to a business, you're just a deal maker. Deal maker is not valuable. It used to be valuable in the 80s. Right now, you got to learn how to understand operational, cultural, financials, you know, and unless you have all those 3 together, like understanding marketing, people, HR, technology, all those different systems, and making sure that there's alignments between all your companies with the same vision and values. I mean, otherwise you're just going to hit different breakpoints and the businesses are going to fall down. And for those of you who have businesses, I'm sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you are a business owner, ask yourself and let me know in the chat, did you ever had a situation where you grew this to a certain amount and then you just hit some plateau and you had to come back down? It happens to 99% of businesses unless they have good fundamentals and preparation toward those breakpoints. And when you're doing it with acquisitions, it's even messier. And I know that because I've been there. I had dozens of different businesses going at the same time, and it's messy. Unless you have good fundamentals in place, things get messy. And instead of having one messy business, you just have 10 messy businesses. What's the simplest way you can explain what we would be doing and what it will require? Well, Kyle, what you'd be doing is, those are actually good questions. Martin, if you hear me, we should probably save some of those questions and yeah, just write feedback on that with the presentation. What's the simplest way you can explain what you'd be doing, Kyle, is being a CEO of hopefully one of those companies. So you either, let me go back to the example, you either own personally one of those companies yourself right now, and then you go out there and do it with 2-3 other companies, or you don't own a company and you still want to do it with all of them, right? So it's up to you. You either own one of those companies and then you bring a few others, or you start from scratch and you bring all of them. And what you'll be doing, you'll be doing everything that is needed to get things done. You'll go out there, we'll show you how to talk to the business owners, what to tell them, how to reach out to them, how to negotiate with them, etc., etc. Richard is saying, I love it, I'm all in. Love it. So again, guys, just want to make sure that I'm not wasting your time. So if you're wondering if you're qualified, just go through this, please. Looking at an EV car dealership doing 6.4 million turnover with 800 profit, what is the best way to evaluate for acquisition? Well, there's a lot of different ways. There's basically 3 different ways to value for acquisitions that you can get at. Think about it. It can be multiples of EBITDA, it can be discounted cash flow, it's going to be based on SDE. So, you know, it's more about okay, what negotiation you have going on, what financing you have going on, what different structures you have going on that you can bring to the table, who are potentially your partners, what the employees are going to do as part of this deal. So to put value on an acquisition, there's so many variables, and just the price and profits is not enough. And that's another problem with the broker. A broker is you don't have the full picture as much as you can have as an acquisition deal maker that have all the understanding. Because the broker is just like, hey, that's what the business wants. You want to pay for it or not? But you don't have all the full picture of where you can get access to capital. So if a business owner is telling you, hey, I want $1 million for my business, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to bring in $1 million from your own pocket right away. You know, and most people don't know that. They don't know that there are hundreds of ways to get access to capital. And some of those, you know, and one of those is just your own cash. Let's go. Thank you. No worries. Charlie, my focus is capture business processes and find the patterns for selling. I took it for talent. Yeah, talent. Having talent is probably one of the biggest challenges you're going to have as a business owner. But one of the biggest problems for business owners, they think that they'll get started with an average business and hire the best people in the world. You won't unless you raise capital from venture capital firms. So what you need to do as a business owner is to just be good enough on your own so you can build processes and systems, or you just buy good enough business with good systems and processes. Usually, yeah, a lot of time, first of all, a business is usually a reflection of the owner. So whatever is not looking good in the business is usually just a reflection on the owner. Second of all, it's very different if you're a startup or an existing business. So for a startup, it's just messy. You'll just need to test a lot of things until you figure things out. And that's why we're suggesting to buy an existing businesses already have proven processes and systems and successful clients and products. And then you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Then if you have good systems, processes, and products, then it comes down to, okay, what's the alignment with the employees? Are you able to lead them? Is there an accountability going on? Is everyone aligned towards the same vision with incentive? Because show me the incentive and I'll show you the results of the person. Because if you don't know how to incentive your team members, your partners, then it's going to be a challenge. Angelo, I'm going to work with you. Let's go. Let's go, Angelo. What's the best place to find average financials for each industry? I've done the old Google search, but you never know whose information is accurate for not. Yeah, it's a good question. So there's a lot of different reports out there, and you can look at comparables for public companies, but in the end of the day, it comes down sometimes you just talk to enough business owners and compare real life financials of actual companies that are in your target market. Charlie, we are foreseeing only to monitors creativity, monitors creativity and admiration. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means, Charlie, but thank you for sharing that. Cool, guys. We're gonna finish in another minute or two. I'll just see if there's another question or two in the Q&A. Okay, and Kim asking, what is the industry you're looking at for this future call option rollup? I'm sector agnostic, so it's more about I'm looking for the right people who can bring something to the table to a specific sector. Angel Madovar, Colley's book. Love it, man. Looking forward to talk to you. I just started looking at acquiring businesses in one sector, but don't have any deals done yet. Am I too early stage for you guys? Not at all. Anonymous attendee. Feel free to book a call with us. Is Michael actually finished with merging all his companies into one and pay the former owners? Or is it holding and owns call options to buy? He tries to sell his whole. Yeah, you already raised capital and operating. I'm wondering what needs to get done for the multiple expansion without having liquidity. Without having liquidity topics. What do you mean liquidity topics? But yeah, so you can do it in both ways. So Michael already have access to the capital. You can do it in whatever way you want. You can basically raise capital, like I said, and let me go back to the slides. Pretty much, you know, you can continue to operate it, take it public, or exit. So it's up to you on what the decision you want to make. Will there be a charge to get involved in this? Yes, there will. Yeah, this is not a course, Tejas. This is an opportunity to work with me one-on-one. So Tejas, I suggest you book a call with us. With this opportunity, it's not cheap. I mean, it's all relative, right? But it's not going to be like, don't expect to pay, I don't know, like $1,000. We have opportunities to work with us starting from 1,000 to millions of dollars. So I would suggest to book a call with us either way, and we'll just let you know how we can support you the best. Okay, I'll do one last question, and I'm going to prepare for my next call. Say we don't personally have the necessary capital, but are networking with business owners that, although they are not aware, should truly consider acquisitions or roll-ups. Would you still be interested in working with us? And obviously them. Daniel, yeah, I mean, I'm happy to love to talk to everyone who could potentially be adding value or beneficial to what we're trying to do here. Yeah, and you're saying don't personally have the necessary capital. Yeah, you don't know how much capital is needed. So I would suggest, again, book a call with us, guys. And we'll let you know what is kind of like the best way to do it. For newbies, would you prefer they finish the university first before joining your roll-up? It's a good question. It depends because there's only so many people I can work with. So I would rather start working with business owners, to be completely honest, because I just think it's going to be also easier for them because they already, like I said, just literally the main difference with someone who already bought a business or run a business is they just went through more shit, and I just know their personality is just more robust. That's a lot of it just comes down to that, unfortunately. Yeah. But again, and Ken, I'm happy if you're part of uni. Feel free to private message me in our community, in our app, in global and in acquisitions global thing, and we can have a chat there. $1,000. How can we work together? We can have some self-study programs for you if you want, Ambrosi. So yeah, book a call, Ambrosi, or if you want, message me on Facebook. That's probably going to be easier, and me or one of my assistants will reach out to you there. Cool, guys. So yeah, if you didn't yet, go to acquisitions.com/apply, book a call. Worst case going to happen is you're going to, you know, buy 1 to 3 businesses in the next year or two. And yeah, like you have nothing to lose. So let me just stop sharing. Yeah, guys. So hopefully that was valuable and you enjoyed that. And we are done. Yeah. Have a great week, day, evening. Take care, everyone.